Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. It's 2026, where did 2025 go? And this is my first posting of the year, and I've now got to get back into the habit of trying to do weekly video posts to keep you all up to date with what happens with my first full calendar year of retirement. Well, I've made a couple of notes down here to remind me of what I'm going to say today. And the first thing, of course, is that this is my first year of stepping into January without thinking of going back to work. It was a very nice feeling. Both of my sons were talking about going back to work and getting ready, etc. And I was just wondering what I was going to have for breakfast that morning. First time in 50 years, but I'm looking forward to the rest of 2026 without having that Sunday evening, Monday morning feeling all over me. Okay, what else do we have? Yeah, I was thinking about the year ahead, and for the first time ever, the resolutions that my wife and I have been talking about have just been all about ourselves and our family and what we're going to do. Nothing here about what I'd like to be doing with work by the end of the year, what we need to have put in place. In fact, we started to plan, not on a daily basis, but looking at weeks and the sort of things that we would like to get done within a week, because this big thing called work has dropped out and left a gap, and we don't just want to lose this time. So some of the things that we've thought about are, we're going to have a games day. We did start off calling it a games evening, then we realized that was a little bit too ambitious because we'd probably be asleep. So at some point during the week, we're going to try to play a game. And so we're going to make room in the day to lay out a board game, maybe have a game of Scrabble or Connect Four, one of those simple family games. I can go as far as Cluedo, maybe a game of, what's that called? Trivial Pursuit, but much more than that, and I'm not a great one for games. Game of cards now and again, we'll have to see what happens. But one of the things we're thinking about is a games day. And also, we're considering, what are we going to call it? Let's call it an activity day. It's a day when we may well go out for a drive somewhere. We live in a beautiful part of Kent, so we don't have to go far. We'll take a drive, we'll visit somewhere, and then also we could take a walk while we're out, because that could be the activity, because we live pretty much on top of the White Cliffs of Dover. So we're gonna walk from here just through the village to the next village, up as far as Deal or in as far as Canterbury or Sandwich. While we're doing that, then Wendy can film for her channel, which is Wendy's Walks, and then we can kill at least 2 or 3 birds with one stone, which is very nice. What else have we got? So on my notes here, I've got game day, stroke, activity day, stroke, oh yeah, a shopping, etc. day. Well, this is just maintenance really. So it's doing anything that we need to do. So if we do need to go out shopping, if I need to cut the grass, if we need to do anything, we are going to, for example, we're going to decorate the sitting room this year. It's probably only a day's work, to be honest. We're only going to paint the walls. But that's the day when all that can fall in and we know what's happening. And what else have we got? Oh yeah, we've got 2 more to add to this. I know it's not going to add up to 7, by the way, but if you want to give some ideas as to what we could fill the other ones in with. So far, we've had the game day, the activity day, activity, stroke walking, stroke filming, etc. And the shopping day, that's kind of home maintenance. The next one is a hobby day, which will be done. Wendy likes to paint in acrylics, so she could do that. We both like to read. Wendy does puzzle books. This is my hobby, of course, or one of them. So I could use this as the day to do my weekly video. Let's hope I can keep that up. I could do some fossil preparation. So it's a hobby day. So there's a hobby day in there. And the rest of the week is nothing. So 1 game day, 2 activity day, 3 shopping day, 4 hobby day, 5, 6, 7, whatever else we want to do for the week. We don't want to fill up every day because that just wouldn't work for us. It's not how we live our lives. So somewhere out of the 7 days, we would hope to do those 4 things and maybe even have 3 days of reading, watching some sort of awful television, just being with the dogs, all of that. So those are what comprise our New Year's resolutions. We're going to try to put those 4 things. This video is one of my hobbies, and so I will be keeping you up to date with whether we do those 4 things, what else we do in the 3 quiet days, and that will form the basis of what's called my niche. That's the YouTube word for what your videos are all about. Well, the beauty of my niche is it's not really a niche. It's a very broad canvas. And so I'm just talking about being retired. And basically that's everything in my life. So I'm going to fit whatever seems to be interesting into these videos. And please do subscribe, do press the like, and leave me a comment as to whether you think the things that we've listed sound interesting and how you might fill in the other 3 days. Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.